It's 5 o'clock on a Wednesday, and it's time for
A Craig and Ryland Magic Review Show.
I'm Craig.
I'm Ryland.
Welcome back
to about that.
Yeah, I was going to say you threw an extra word in there. Welcome back to another review show right here on
Magic TV.
Absolutely, we got a whole bunch of new tricks here, including stuff that a lot of people have asked us to review. There's some stuff that we're reviewing on this channel that Ryland has said is some of the best tricks that he's seen this year. So that's pretty exciting. If you're looking for a review of good magic, you're in the right place. We're not going to beat around the bush, are we? We're going to get straight into it, right?
Yeah.
We're going to go straight into it with this week's review show. Okay, so first of all, we have ImPodssible, like what they did there. ImPodssible by Hanson, Chien. And apparently on the back, it's oh so dope. Impossible earbud penetration. Dope is a word when I was a kid that meant like really cool and great. What's a word that the kids use these days in high school? He's in high school now. He's just turned year 7, so he's actually in high school, in secondary school. He's had his first week. He said, "What do you mean sigma? What's sigma?"
Good.
Oh, is sigma a word for good? Okay. Is that so? If I walked up to your school. And I walked up to you and you're with your mates after school, and I went, "Yo, I'm feeling Sigma, dude." Would everyone think, "Oh, Ryland's dad is so cool"? Would they?
No, they think that you're a little bit old to say that.
You're Delulu. Down with the kid slang. Anyway, what we have here is we have another. There's a lot of tricks that have come out recently with AirPods. You've got, just recently Seth Race and Garrett Thomas did.
Has your one came out yet?
There's been a lot of tricks that have come out recently.
Has it?
No. Shut up. There's been a lot of tricks that have come out recently with AirPods, haven't there? Lots of tricks.
Not yours yet.
Shut up with the whole. People have accused me of hyping up tricks. I don't hype up tricks.
I was the one who hyped it.
No, nobody should be hyping it up. Do you know, Nardi will kill me if we start talking about AirPod tricks coming out from me. So let's just get down low.
Oh, you just said it came out from Anakin and by saying.
Shut up.
No, you just said Pete and Ozzy will kill you, which means it's
So let's talk about this impossible earbud penetration.
ImPodssible.
ImPodssible, yes. So what you get here is, and I don't know what I can show you and what I can't show you. I can show you quite a lot. So what you get is
brand new headphones.
I think we can talk a lot about this. So first of all, you get an AirPod case, which looks very legit. It looks like a real AirPod case. It's not, but it does. It does look like one. And you also get inside there AirPods.
You know what I would do?
What?
I would just get a normal. If you owned AirPods like that, I would just swap out the. If you would do the trick, I would leave my genuine headphones in a close-up case and put those headphones in that one. Okay,
fair enough. Well, yeah. Well, I'm definitely going to be using this. I'll tell you this right now.
You don't want to put them in my.
Yeah, I know, right? So what you have is you have a couple of AirPods. Now, these are not normal. They're actually very, very special. They're super mega magnetic, aren't they? Like super mega magnetic, which allows you to do some really cool penetrations. Now you also get, it's worth mentioning, you get a few other bits and pieces as well here. You also get another 2 matching AirPods. So you actually get 4 AirPods altogether. And you get the gimmick. Now, I don't want to show you the gimmick. It's not a magnetic ring or anything like that. It's a little bit like the old thing that came out. It's
like the thing with the jigsaw.
Secret Assassin, that's it. It's like the Secret Assassin, which came out by Sans Minds years ago, and it's one of the only good Sans Minds tricks that ever came out. And I've actually used that for years for things like coin in bottle and cap in bottle. So you get something like that you can get into. So the really nice thing about this trick, it is super practical, isn't it? Mm-hmm. And the tutorial runs about half an hour. I didn't see any live performances, but there were a lot of studio performances. And first of all, they teach you kind of the main effect, which is throwing the AirPod on the table. No, the main effect is kind of having this AirPod penetrate through a borrowed glass. For a restaurant worker or somebody who works where there's drinks all over the place, that is amazing. The angles are about 180. If you're a strolling performer, you'd be able to manage the angles fairly well, I would say. But that one penetration looks absolutely incredible, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And there's a couple of different ways to get into it. In a second, you'll see a video of me doing it and a video of Ryland doing it. We both got into that situation in a different way, didn't we? The way I do it is the way that it's suggested on the tutorial. You have a different method of getting into it. But both of them work really, really well. Yeah, it is indeed. And the other thing is, obviously, because you've got the AirPod case...
Mine is just
Exactly. Because you've got the AirPod case, you have this really nice moment where you can actually do a full routine. They teach you a full routine where the AirPod will vanish and reappear back inside the AirPod case. Or they say that you can actually make it reappear in your ear. When you did it on social media, you had it reappear in your ear, but you told me you were going to do it with the case in the real world, right? The ear thing is kind of a little bit impractical. If you're looking at that and thinking, well, I could do that in the real world, it'd be quite difficult to do it in the real world, wouldn't it? Like the ear thing, that's really more of a social media trick. And then they teach you a bunch of other routines as well and other handlings. They teach you a ton of other stuff that you can do with this. Vanishes and penetrations and God knows what, loads and loads of different stuff. They talk about some stuff that you can do that's a little bit like Enigma by Nicholas Knight, if you remember that. Before we go any further, I'm going to show you a video of Ryland doing this on social media. So you film this for Instagram. It'll give you an idea of exactly what it looks like. Let's have a look at this performance, and then after the performance, we'll bring it back into the studio. So, right, I mean, you just performed this. Can you tell me what you think of this?
I think this is really good.
Why do you like it so much?
Because I like headphones.
Okay,
And
that can't be the only reason.
Really good trick.
It's a really good trick.
Really good trick.
It is.
And it's very clever.
It's very different to anything else out there, isn't it? Like, it's not a card trick, it's not a coin trick, it's an AirPod trick. And I love the fact that everything's self-contained. Normally, a lot of these tricks like this, you have to have a kind of a hefty setup. But with this, you just go into your pocket to get the AirPod case. You take the AirPod out, and you can go into the routine immediately. And you can just do it as one quick phase, or you can do it as a multi-phase routine. I'll show you a video of me. I did this for social media as well. Not that I put stuff on social media very often. But I did a video.
Once every 10 decades.
It's mainly photos.
No, that's a century.
It's mainly photos.
You
I don't
do
really...
one video every 10 centuries.
Oh, really? I'm 10 cent. I'm not even going to go there. It worries me that you're now in high school and you thought, whoa. Anyway, I'm glad you're joking.
So far, you posted 21 videos.
I don't post many videos on Instagram.
No, so if you posted 21, and each one you post 10 centuries apart.
That makes me very old.
Very old.
Very old. Which you think
very
I am,
old.
so that's okay.
It's like 10,000 times 21.
Well, let's have a look at me performing this very, very quickly before I punch Ryland in the head as hard as I
You're
can.
20. Oh my God, Daddy. You're 210,000 years old.
I'm not 210,000.
But then you only posted your first video at the age of 45. So you're 210,000 years. No, 210,045 years old.
Let's have a look at me performing it, shall we?
And
Watch the AirPods case very, very carefully. We're going to use one of those two AirPods. The case goes down here. I also have a solid AirPod. We're going to try and make solid go straight through solid. That's right, the solid AirPod goes right through the solid glass. Now, I'm going to do that again, but I'm going to do it in a slightly different way. This time we're going to make that AirPod vanish, travel invisibly, do 6 invisible somersaults and land right there inside the glass. Now you guys can see that AirPod right there inside the glass. This time we're going to do it in super duper slow motion. Now when I say slow motion, I mean slow motion. You see the AirPod on top. All I have to do is wave my hand over and it goes right there through the glass. Now every trick needs a big finish. Don't worry about the glass, don't worry about anything, just the AirPod. If I take that AirPod and do that, that's the big finish because it goes back inside the case, and that is magic. What? Okay, so when you watch the performance of me doing it, you'll see that I added a couple of other penetration at the beginning, and then the AirPod flying up in the air and catching it in the glass. The nice thing about this is you can jazz with it. I love this. There's certain things that Hanson brings out that I really like. Hollywood, I really liked. Siri X Pro, the vanishing phone, I really liked. This is another example of something that Hanson's brought out. I really like this. I could see this just living in my pocket, taking up very little space, packs small, plays big. I would definitely do this. And, you know, if I was to ever bring out a trick using AirPods, this would work really well with it. This would probably lead into that routine rather well. Not that we're talking about that. I'm going to give this 100%.
But Alakazam, like you have said already. I didn't even say that part.
No, I'm giving this 100%. I think this is exceptional.
I'm going to give it million percent.
Out of every AirPod trick that's come out so far, I think I think this is the best. I prefer this to Airport, and it's amazing.
You're biased, which is why you said so far.
Just saying, there might be other AirPod tricks that come out in the future, but as far as AirPod tricks come out that have come out at this point, this is the best one that I've ever seen. 100% from me. What do you think?
Million percent.
Million percent from Ryland. 100% from me.
Chien.
Plus Chien. Don't forget the plus Chien. That's your first review.
Plus Funky Kong.
Plus Funky Kong.
You don't know Funky Kong is.
You know what? I was playing Donkey Kong before you were even born.
So is Funky Kong.
Can we talk about Donkey Kong later? This is not a game review show. This is a magic trick review show.
Funky Kong.
And we're going to move on.
Diddy Kong. Dixie Kong.
Okay, so next up we have bent, erased and spiked, the Japanese coins edition. Oh dear, you were calling them African coins and they're actually Japanese coins.
You told me they were African.
I thought they were African. Oh well, it's not me that's going to look stupid on Instagram. Bent, erased and spiked Japanese coin edition. Now I'll show you exactly what you get here because these have been made by Meir, Yedid Magic. Meir put these together. These I picked up at Magic Live, and he's now. No, it's fine. I think we're okay with that because we're going to have a look at videos of each one of these. So you get 4 pieces with this, and if you know any Meir Yedid coin tricks, his quality is second to none. This is no exception. You can get all of these from My Magic. That's the only place you can get these from. So what you have is you first of all have a normal coin. Now this matches a lot of the Japanese coin sets that Meir has brought out over the last few years.
African.
Yeah, well, it's you that made a mistake.
Me? You said right. This is the performance, and then I'm going to teach you. Okay, so here I've got Africa. Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, okay. Well, just you've learned a lesson. Don't listen to your dad.
Okay. I'm gonna go get drunk at the age of 11.
Probably not a great idea. This matches a lot of the coin sets that Meir's brought out. So if you've ever seen some of his coin sets, this matches it. But he gives you a regular coin. So you get a regular coin. And the first coin that you get is this one. This is the bent coin. And it is literally just that. It is a coin that's bent. And what Meir's going to do on the tutorial is teach you a really cool, well, actually several techniques to make this look like you're bending it visually. And there's several techniques he goes through. Goes through Spellbound, Thumb Palm Spellbound. He goes through a lot of other different ideas. The camera in the tutorial is great. There's no live performances, which again is a shame, but there are studio performances. Meir normally does do live performances, but there's a studio performance, which is better than nothing. You filmed all 3 of these for social media. So we'll have a look at the bent one first of all. This is an example of how this can look. This is Ryland performing bent from bent, erased and spiked. Okay, so you've used the Thumb Palm Spellbound quite a lot. So did you find this really easy because you've used that move quite a lot?
Yeah, I use it all the time. I use it in...
I know you do, yeah.
I use it in a new thing that's not come out yet.
I know, and Switch. You use it in
what's it
Level Up.
Yeah, oh yeah, I use mine in Level Up. I go...
I know. Now, you told me that out of the 3 coins, this one was your favourite.
Which one?
Bent.
Yeah.
Am I right?
Yeah.
You said that this is the one.
It's got a really good mood that I really like.
Yeah, it does look super visual. This is great as a standalone piece. It's also great if you are doing a routine with a bunch of coins and you don't want to make a jumbo coin appear. Instead, you want to do something extra at the end. So you do a coins across and you say, well, let's pick one of these. And you bend it, and you can talk about how these coins are supple, and that's how it works. Which brings us on to the second coin. Now, this is actually an eraser coin
I think this is an eraser coin.
But built into one of these Japanese coins.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now Meir Yedid and his company has the rights to David Roth's eraser coin.
You know what? I'm gonna make a Lego eraser musical.
You know, that would actually look really cool. It'd fit with your kind of style as well. You know what we should do? You use $half. We should get you a set of these Japanese coins. If you're going to use these gimmicks, we should get you a set of these Japanese coins.
I'm going to get a massive set of Japanese coins, and I'm just going to use them. These, you know, I used to use American coins.
What do you mean used to? You still do?
Well, the gold American.
Oh yeah.
Like ages ago, and then I moved on to the Walking Liberties and stuff.
Yeah.
I want to use Japanese coins now. That's so cool.
Okay.
Well, according to you, African coins.
Well, Japanese coins. Let's have a look at a performance of this. So I've always loved David Roth's eraser coin.
That came out that was Japanese coins?
Don't know.
Or was that genuinely African coins?
I think it was African. I've always loved David Roth's eraser coin. I remember the first time seeing him doing it live. It blew me away. And I've actually got from Meir made me a custom Walking Liberty version, which is beautiful. It looks great with these Japanese coins. Let's have a look at a performance of Ryland doing this one as well.
Okay, so I've got an African coin here. I'm going to show you something really cool. You see, my finger can do something actually that's like pretty amazing. Because you see, it can actually like erase things. Because if you see here, just like this, I can actually rub away the top part of that coin, which is pretty cool. Now I can do one part, but I can also spin it around and do this part here as well, just like this. There you go. You can see just like that. I can start to rub it away. Use it that side too. Now the thing is, I can use that same finger and do it here. And I can rub the whole back away just like that, apart from the part that my thumb was holding.
So I've used that as an opener for years. That is a great opening trick where you bring out like a few coins and you say, well, let me show you something with one of these. I'll just do this one. Look, if it and he uses an eraser. I like the fact that you use your finger with this. Actually, I thought that the finger looks a little bit better than the eraser, to be perfectly honest. But again, Meir teaches this very, very clearly. He leaves no stone unturned. He actually teaches his version of the trick as well, which is slightly different to David Roth's. What I love about this is there's no switch. You bring the coin out, it is what it is, and it's examinable at the end. You put it away in your pocket and you're instantly reset. You just have this one with you and it always works. And the fact that this side's kind of smooth, it means that in your pocket when you bring the coin out, you can just feel with your thumb and you know which side to bring it out to get into the trick, which is really cool.
I was going to say, to make sure with the coin, you can just feel it and you'll realise that one of the sides is flat.
Yeah, and the angles on this are great because there's no coin switches. There really is just one coin.
It's like that thing where you go, it's like where you go. Heads or tails?
Tails.
Tails.
Yeah.
You are. You are correct.
Yeah. That was terrible.
No, I did it. No.
The final one.
I'll do it properly. Right, you ready?
Oh, we're not.
No, you got to call it in the air.
Okay.
Ready?
I want the smooth side.
Smooth side.
Yeah, good.
Ta-da.
Good. The final one is spiked. Spiked is basically, it's like a Sharpie through hole, but it's not, because the whole idea of it is it's a little bit like the hole is expanded. Because you take the Sharpie, you show it doesn't fit through the hole, and you expand the hole so the Sharpie will fit through. And I said to Meir at Magic Live, I said, is the trick that then you pull the Sharpie out and it's a normal hole? And he said, no. The trick is that the hole expands around the Sharpie. And that's why this has been made, so it looks like a little bit like a karate coin. So it looks like the hole has almost been expanded outwards. And this is great. If you can do like curl palm, you'll be able to do this immediately.
It's like one of those coins where you go whoosh, and it goes on your finger.
Mm.
You know the coin that ends up on your finger.
Yeah, karate coin. That's what karate coin is.
That's what I thought.
But let's have a look at this as well. We'll have a look at a performance of this as well. This will give you an idea. You did a video of this as well.
You
didn't
could. Yeah, you could.
Yeah, if you've got little fingers like you could do it. You can put your little finger through it.
Watch. So it's a normal coin.
Well, you'd switch it for that one, but then that would switch it.
You go. Look. You ready? All you gotta do is just. All you gotta do is just watch it. You ready? Cha.
Yeah, if I was going to do that, I would probably. If I was going to do that, I'd probably get
Oh,
another
no,
finger.
I get it.
I'd probably do it a little bit like this.
Got an idea.
Go on. What's your idea?
This is my idea. Ready? Cha.
Yeah, that's what I was going to suggest. Yeah, that's awesome.
It's like coin. Cha.
That actually looks really good. Yeah. That was cool, man. Right, anyway, let's have a look at a performance of Ryland doing it with the Sharpie, the way it's meant to look. And then we'll wrap this up.
Okay, so I've got an African coin here. And I've also got a pen. Now, as you can see, you cannot fit this pen through the hole unless you use magic. So you can see it's not going to go through there at all. So all you got to do is, to make it go inside the hole, all you got to do is use magic. So you see here, you just got to give it quite a push. You ready? Just like that. And you can see that I can actually have that there. And as you can see, just like this, you can see that I've actually punctured a hole just there.
Okay, so we've just performed all three of the routines. The tutorial is very well done. The coins are very well made. They link into a lot of Meir's other coin sets. This one, I think, makes a great closer. This one makes a great opener. This is just pure eye candy. They're all good. They're all fairly easy to do. There's nothing really too technically demanding. But Meir's going to teach you how to do all of these routines anyway, and he is an excellent teacher. I would definitely do this. I'm going to give this 90%. What about you?
100%.
100%.
Cranky Kong and Dixie Kong and
All the Kongs.
and Diddy Kong and did I say Cranky Kong and Funky Kong and Donkey Kong
Okay.
and Chien and Link and Zelda.
In other words, if you're
Yubu and Sidon
if you're
and Ritu.
I thought you wanted to go to the house.
Divine Meadow, no. Divine Beast Var Meadow.
Okay.
Divine Beast Var Ruta. Divine Beast Var Boris. Divine Beast.
Okay, I thought you wanted to go to the house. Should we leave it there? What if you're new to Magic TV and you're wondering what the hell is going on? This is what happens when you get an 11-year-old that's into computer games reviewing Magic. It's very, very good. That review means he really likes it, which makes sense because he's stolen this off me and said it's going to go into his close-up case.
I'm going to start using Japanese coins now.
Japanese coins. So that's where it's at. Japanese
They're
coins.
very cool. Also, I really want to visit Japan, so yeah.
Well, you can start with the coins and work up from there.
Oh, the coins and then work
Try and
up
get
from
yourself on Japan's Got Talent. That's the best bet.
Yeah, Japan's Got Talent. I want to learn Japan, but I'm at school.
You want to learn Japan?
Yeah, but
I want to learn
Japanese.
Japanese. Okay, so next up we have Espionage by Iarvel Magic. This is sick. So what this is, and I think they've been very honest and open about this. I think we can show the gimmick because they've been very honest.
show the gimmick.
Well,
No.
it's because I think it's important to know the size of this. This is basically a magnetic detector. So it's designed, if you know Flux by Pro Mystic.
You know those big things? The magnetic detector. That's the battery for it. You got to plug it in and then you hold that above someone's hand.
And there's been lots of different versions of this in the past. I think the most well-known is Flux. And I've played with Flux. I've played with the pen that Yul Miranda came out with. And all of them have pros and cons. I can honestly say that this is the best one that I've ever seen. For a few different reasons. And the first reason, I'm going to show them the size of this. Because, you know, this is the size of the gimmick. It literally just is finger palmed like this. And when it's finger palmed, you cannot see anything. It is the perfect size to be palmed, to be put up your sleeve, to be put under your watch strap.
I just came up with a really funny gag for a show.
Okay, can you tell me after
it's
this?
about this.
Okay, can you tell me after this? Okay, so, of course, I do want to hear that. But this is the actual gimmick. Now, what's really nice about this is in the package, they give you extra batteries. So this isn't something that you recharge. you get extra batteries with this. And they say on the tutorial that the battery length for this will be about 6 months or something if you're using it quite regularly. But they teach you how to change the batteries as well, which is very easy. And you can get more batteries if you want to. The cool thing is, from a functionality point of view, it's super easy. To switch it on, it's one button press. To switch it off, it's the same button, but you hold it down for a couple of seconds. And we've tested this quite extensively because, as far as I'm concerned, one of the most important things with something like this is it can very reliably give you the information you need. If you're having to like fiddle, it's not going to be any good at all, is it? You need to get that information straight away. And we've been playing around with this. You've been holding it. We've got Thea, after we showed her the trick. You're about to see a trick in a minute, but after we showed Thea the trick, we got her to hold it. I held it. And you don't even have to touch their hand. You can just come near their hand and it's going to give you that information straight away, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Now, this is used primarily for a witch hand routine, but there's lots of different things you can use with this. The tutorial is going to teach you, there's no live performance, unfortunately, naughty Iarvel. There's no studio performance, really, naughty Iarvel. There is kind of a studio performance, but with somebody holding their hand out off screen, that's not a performance. But the tutorial is very well done. And it teaches you everything that you need to know. First of all, they talk about the gimmick. They talk about how to change the batteries. They talk about how it works, how to switch it on, how to switch it off. Yeah. They talk about everything. And then they teach you the basic structure of a witch hand routine. And witch hand routines are very, very popular, as you know. So if you've not seen a witch hand routine before, you're about to see a performance of Ryland doing this with a bit of a kicker that's very common in mentalism now. I think Colin Cloud was the first person to do this. But let's have a look at that performance, and then after the performance, we'll talk about what we think.
Okay, so I've got my sister here, and I've got a prediction. Hi. Thea, take this AirPod, put it behind your back, and put it in any one of your hands, left or right, and then tell me when you're done. Done. Okay. Now we're gonna play a little game. If it's you gotta try and think of something. So basically, if it's in this hand. Well, this hand, think of pizza, and if it's in that hand, think of hot dogs. You're thinking of hot dogs, aren't you? Yeah, you are. Now, we'll do it again. Do whatever you want. Swap hands, keep it in the same hand. Do whatever you want, okay? Yep. You got it? Right, bring it out. Yep, bring it out. Spread your hands. If it's in this hand, think of Mario. And if it's in that hand, think of Zelda, okay? Right, you're thinking of Zelda, aren't you? Yeah, right. We're going to do this again. One last time. Right, one last time. Tell me when you're done. Done. Done? Okay. If it's in that hand, think of Pepsi. If it's in that hand, think of Prime, okay? You're thinking of Prime, aren't you? Now, the thing is, I placed this prediction down at the very beginning, and it says you will think of hot dog, Zelda, and Prime.
Okay, Thea was freaked out by that, wasn't she? Like, she had no idea.
She was that freaked out. She couldn't be freaked out. Like, her face was...
Because she hadn't seen magic like that before. You don't normally show her that sort of magic. And here's the interesting thing.
She just stood there like...
Here's the interesting thing. Traditionally, Rye, you've not really done mentalism. I can't think of any mentalism tricks that you do. I mean, there's the scam thing where you're predicting the letters. That's probably mentalism. And I suppose you could say cube wall and venom cube because you're matching the cubes, maybe. But you don't really do much mentalism. And recently, you've put together a PK touch routine, which we'll talk about.
I haven't made it yet, but we're working on it.
We're working on that at the moment. That's more for stage.
But is that mentalism? Yeah,
PK touch is 100. I know you're doing it like a lunatic, and your plan is to dance. No,
it's
we'll
not.
Put it on Magic TV at some point.
But I'm not dancing. There is no way that is going to be part of it.
I saw you and Killian dancing on stage every performance.
No.
I've got video evidence of you.
It was part of it. We had to.
Yeah, so if
he's not dancing, he's just running around going.
So Ryland will be, and didn't you do a gig at Drayton Manor last week? And you did a bunch of action dances brilliantly.
Yeah, but that's because I'm good at action dances. Because I do them at every show.
I know you do. Every kid's show. Oh, look at you, soccer batching your ass off. Right, but the reason I bring that up is because You told me you wanted to do this in close-up, but this doesn't feel like your sort of trick. Normally you sit here on the review show.
So that's mine.
Yeah. No, what I'm saying is you told me you really want to do this in close-up and stage.
Yeah.
But that's not normally your sort of trick. Like you sit here and you say, my name's Ryland, I'm the kid magician, and one of the most important things for me is that I do magic that a kid would do, which is why I do magic with Rubik's Cubes and Lego. And
yeah, because I'm gonna lead it in from the gag.
What gag?
I'm gonna do a gag.
What's the
and
gag?
I'm gonna lead it into that.
What's the gag?
So basically, I got 2 chairs. I get someone to come up.
Hang on, we're talking about this trick now.
Yeah. So I get someone to come up. I place a chair to the left side and the right side. I'll say, look away. Take this object. Just take this magnet. I want you to hold it that side. I want you to hold it that side. No, in either one of these hands, okay?
Yeah.
Either one of these hands, okay? Now, look away, do whatever you want, and stick your arms out like that. And then I'm going to stand on one of the chairs. I'm just going to take this massive metal detector and go, no, it's not that one. And then I'm going to swap sides and go, okay, it's this one, isn't it? Like, I'm going to take that, and then like, yeah, but, and then, I'm like, right, forget the metal detector. And then we do it for real, and it's like, right, this hand.
Okay.
This hand. So there's going to be a really funny gag into this.
And I did like that your prediction in the routine we just done talked about Prime.
There should be pizza.
Prime.
Also,
and
pizza Red Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
You got it on your headphones case.
Yeah. You had Prime and Zelda and Hot Dogs.
Zelda.
Okay, look, tell them what you think of this. Give it a rating.
I think this is really cool. I'm going to do it.
Yeah?
I'm going to do it.
Yeah? Because a lot of the time you like stray away from electronics. Like you stop doing colour match.
What do you mean a stray? 1 word. No, 2 words.
Go on.
No, 2 letters.
Go on.
HP.
Harry Potter, yeah, okay. Yeah, there's so many electronics in there. But, I mean, you stopped doing, like, the sweet prediction and stuff, didn't you?
Yeah, only because the sweet prediction wouldn't work.
Okay, fair enough.
One of our flower tables is electronic.
But we don't use it.
We don't use it, but that's only because he's never done it, but we have only got the chance that it might not work. But it never has. Every time we've done it, which is about 50 times, it's worked.
Yeah.
So we could just stand on the other side of the room and go. No. Like that. And then just...
Yeah. I actually prefer the way you do it with the flag. I think that's better.
Yeah, and just go... and it vanishes.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Anyway,
back to this.
So, give it a rating. You say you're going to do this. Stage or close-up or both? Do you think this is appropriate for stage?
Stage.
So you wouldn't do this close-up?
And close-up.
Is this the sort of thing that you can do as an everyday carry? Like you literally just have it in your pocket? Hey, Ryland, I know you. You're a magician. Can you do me a trick? Well, let me get my iPod out. You do need... I will tell you, that's actually important. When you do this, you need to supply your own object that's got a magnet in it, a strong magnet.
We're not going to... Actually, you wouldn't explain how it works. So you could use one of the AirPods.
Well, that's what you did in the performance. The performance that just saw. The
advantage...
They suggest on the tutorial using a coin, with a magnetic coin, and that you can buy from magic shops, with a strong magnet in.
Like a 10p sort of thing.
No, but stronger, like a proper... Yeah, I know 10p's have kind of got a magnetic feel, but a really... proper, a really strong one, because they've got something built into this that with a coin, not only can you guess which hand it's in, you can then have them hold their hand out and you can tell them if it's heads up or tails up.
Oh, yeah.
So you can have them. You can then say to them, yeah, not only is it in that hand, it's tails up.
How does that work?
I don't know. Well, it just does. It gives you a different reading on heads and tails.
Does it?
Yeah, because it's so refined. It's really cool. I'm going to give this 100%. What are you giving it?
That's cool.
I know. What are you giving it?
I'm going to give it AirPod.
No, seriously, give it a proper rating.
I'm joking. 100%.
100%. You like
You
like the stuff this week, right? You love the material on this week's review show.
Well, the first week.
Well, unfortunately, this is going into my act. He can't have... Okay, so the final trick is Blur by Mathieu, Bich and Garrett Thomas. Now, Garrett Thomas is one of my favourite magicians. I've always had a lot of respect for Mathieu Bich. I think Spread Wave is one of the best tricks ever created. And what Blur is a trick that the two of them are on together. It's quite a long tutorial. It's about 3.5, 4 hours. of Mathieu and Garrett basically talking about everything that you need to know about this gaff deck. Now, the gaff deck is called Blur, and I think it's based on an old 10-yard trick, but basically, I'm not going to say anything. I'm going to show you a performance of this. So I did a performance to camera. You shot the performance earlier on. And I want to have a look at this performance because this is the basic routine. We'll go into the tutorial a little bit later on because there are lots of routines on the tutorial. But you're about to see the basic routine, the basic, the first thing that you learn, which I think is quite direct.
There's a disadvantage for me.
There is a disadvantage for you. You're left-handed. It makes it very, very difficult. We'll talk about that a little bit later on. But let's have a look at performance of it. So this is a no-frills performance to camera of Blur by Mathieu, Bich and Garrett Thomas.
Good, man. I'm going to show you the process I go through when I find somebody's card. Would you like to see that?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And we'll use a deck of playing cards. And first of all, can you confirm that they're all there and they're all different?
Yep.
Yeah, can you see all those? Good stuff. Brilliant. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. We're not going to use the jokers right now. We'll get back to those a little bit later on. The important thing are these cards. Now, I'm going to show you the process I go through when somebody picks a card, okay? So because you're holding the camera, I'll do it like this. Rather than spreading the cards face down and getting you to touch one, what I'll do is I'll come up here like this. Can you see the cards?
Yeah.
And as I go through like this, all I want you to do is just say stop anytime you want to.
Stop.
That one there?
The one behind.
That one there?
Yeah.
Are you sure? You can change your mind if you want to. I mean, I can go and do it again, or you okay with that one? Okay, Ryland, look at me in the eyes. I'm going to try and tell you what your card is. Is your card the King of Clubs?
Yes.
Now, a lot of people ask me straight away, how could you possibly know that? Well, really, Ryland only had one choice. The only choice he had was to pick the King of Clubs. He had no other choice. You felt like you had a free choice, didn't you, Ryan?
Yeah.
But you didn't. Do you know why?
Why?
Because if you look at these cards, you'll see that every single card is out of focus, mate.
What?
Every single one of these cards, this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, all of these cards are out of focus, and the only card that you could have potentially chosen, even the jokers, don't even notice the jokers are out of focus. Every single card is out of focus except for the one card that you picked, the King of Clubs. What? I know, right? So now you know how mind readers read your mind. You have no choice but to pick that card.
So, I've got things to say about this. First of all, and I'm going to elaborate on this in a future video, but I think the...
I can't use this.
You can't use this. I do not like the trailer for this trick. I think the trailer's just not very good, and I'm not going to elaborate any more on that. But I think the trailer is not very good at all.
What's the trailer like?
Terrible, for very two different reasons that I'm not going to get into now, because I'm going to do a separate video on that at some point.
I'll have to watch it.
You can watch it.
I haven't even seen the trailer.
Not a good trailer. But in terms of the trick itself, I don't know. Like, I look at it and I think that's pretty cool. I've got issues with this. Let me explain the issues. So first of all, I am all for long tutorials. Oh dear Lord, I am all for long tutorials. Like, you're talking to somebody who's just released the Svengali deck project, which is a 5-hour tutorial with 20 routines.
You've released like 11-hour tutorials.
I know, I have, yeah. But
what's the longest tutorial you've ever done?
The one that I've just filmed at Alakazam last week.
Which one?
I can't say because it's not coming out yet.
How long is it?
It clocked in at 10 hours. Yeah, it's ridiculous. But I don't expect people to watch it all at once. And you can learn the trick in 10 minutes. But look, this is not about long tutorials.
What the hell?
Listen, this is
what...
Yeah. And I'm going to make you sit down and watch it all so you can learn.
No.
But look, I don't...
1 minute. That's it. 1 minute. 1 second of each trick.
But I want to, let's not make it about that, seriously, because I've got things to say about this. So first of all, it's a long tutorial. The problem, I think, with the long tutorial, it's like 3.5 hours or something. The problem with the long tutorial here on Blur is effectively what you have is you have variations of the same trick. Because the deck is what it is, which is a card becomes blurred or the entire deck becomes blurred, because that's the trick. every single trick is the same. It's all kind of variations of a deck becoming blurred. So even though it's 4 hours of tutorial, it's a variety of different ways of doing the same trick. So here's how to do it with a half pass. Like the first 2 tricks that Mathieu and Garrett do, they're effectively pretty much exactly the same thing. There's no difference. It's just a slight different move that Mathieu does that Garrett doesn't do. Then the next routine is a 3-phase routine of Garrett's, which is quite cool, but it's basically accomplishes the same thing. You know, it's the same trick being explained. And I think the closest they get to variation is when they talk about using this as an instant stooging or dual reality device, where you can have somebody look through a deck and think of a card, and they think of, you know, that there's only one that's crystal clear, so that's one they're going to think of. But generally as a rule, I think that if you're going to do long tutorials, you need to make sure that there's a very eclectic range of material. And I think it needs to be really varied, so there's lots of different stuff, and it's not just the same thing presented in 10 different ways. I don't want to moan about Mathieu, Bich and Garrett Thomas teaching material, because they're 2 of the finest teachers in the world, but if they're going to spend that long together, you know, I wish it was a bit more eclectic. In terms of the actual routine, I think it's a bit, maybe it's just me, maybe it's the sort of, I don't know, maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me, but I just think that it's the sort of thing that I think, okay, so, right, okay. I was doing that wedding yesterday, wasn't I? Mm-hmm. With Matt. Mm-hmm. And there were about 120 people there. 120? Yeah, that's why they had 2 magicians. That's why they had me and Matt. There were about 120 people there, and we were working the gig. And we'd come in the early afternoon, so that kind of period of time before the evening reception after the wedding breakfast. And everyone had been drinking all day, and so they were a little bit tipsy, as they are at most gigs that I tend to go to. And I just...
that song Mummy was talking about? Everybody in the bar.
Yeah. Hang on, I really want to focus on this, right? And the problem is, like, I just don't think this would be impactful enough. I think a lot of people wouldn't even see what had happened, or wouldn't even get what's going on until you actually pointed it out to them. I think it's a little bit almost too subtle. It's not like it's a colour-changing deck where you go, and now all of the cards have turned red except for your card, and now every card in the deck is blank except for your card. It's like, well, now every card is a little bit slightly blurred except for your card. That's the one problem that I have with it. The other problem is a lot of the more advanced routines that require half passes and so on and so forth. A lot of the more advanced routines, the way they're presented is they think they've seen this blurred deck, but then it goes back to normal. Now, the routine that I showed you that we just played, that's not the case. The case in that particular routine is they pick a card and it's the only blurred one in the deck. The rest of the deck is blurred. That's better because that allows you to put that deck... Yeah, it's the only one, normal one deck, and all the others are blurred. Yeah. That's better because that gives you a reason to put this deck away. The problem with all of the cards actually being normal is they're going to be convinced they saw blurred cards if they understand the effect. So now they're going to want to examine this deck. This deck cannot be examined. Not one single card can be examined. There's 2 principles at play. There's no rough and smooth or anything like that. But there are 2 principles at play here. And the 2 principles are quite clever, the way they've put these 2 principles together, because they cancel each other out. The 2 methods cancel each other out, right? But as a result of that, not a single card can be examined. So when you make it so that all of that, let's look at Garrett's 3-phase routine. Garrett Thomas has the skills to be able to pull this off and could probably do the most amazing deck switch ever. But mere mortals like myself, it's like you do the first phase and that one becomes blurred, and the second phase and that one becomes blurred. Now all the cards become blurred. Now they're all normal. It's like people are going to want to look at that deck, and they can't. They can't even touch the deck. They can't come anywhere near the deck. The deck can't be examined at the beginning. It can't be examined at the end. It can't be examined in the middle. At no point can that deck be examined.
If I was a layperson, I would want to examine it. Not because it would fool me. Just because of me and I like looking at weird decks of cards.
Yeah.
Because if I was a layperson, like most lay people, if I saw a blurred deck of cards, I would want to examine that.
Yeah. And then
I would really want to look at it.
And then that brings me to the price. The price is $40, which is you know, it's $40. I mean, come on, it's a custom built deck. But there's some people on the Magic Cafe moaning about the price. And look, the price is the price.
Price is price.
The price is the price. The creators get to choose what they want to charge for this. I will say it's a lot for a one-trick pony. What I mean by that is it's effectively one thing. It doesn't matter if you've put an hour of tutorial together, 3.5 hours of tutorial, or 15 hours of tutorial. Every single trick is pretty much the same thing, which is a deck becomes blurred, or a single card in a deck becomes blurred, or the entire deck starts. But they're just variations on a theme. There's nothing different there. And I think $40 is... Like, put it this way, we just brought out the Svengali deck project, which I think is £25. Or there's a download option for £20. And I'm not comparing me to Mathieu and Garrett. I'm not even at their level. But the point I'm trying to make is that the Svengali deck project comes with a deck. It comes with a whole bunch of different routines. And the routines are eclectic. They're all completely different. There's not any crossover at all. Whilst there's a lot of crossover. And, you know, the deck can't be examined. The Svengali deck can't be examined. But the routines are constructed in a way where people don't want to examine the deck. Unless you do the thing where they all become the same card. And I talk on the tutorial about how that's not the best routine to do unless your audience management is good. With here, that's exactly the same thing. This is the equivalent of doing a Svengali deck routine and then having all of the cards turn into the 9 of hearts, for example, and then expecting people to not want to examine the deck. They're going to want to examine the deck. So unless you've got some routining options in your head where you can switch it back out, unless you've got something in your head, then I think there's going to be a percentage of people that you're going to have a problem with. And also, this isn't as visual as a Svengali deck, purely because the change is so subtle. It's not like the cards are changing, or they're turning blank, or all of them are becoming the same card. They're becoming slightly blurred.
Yeah.
And I like this. Don't get me wrong. I do like this. I don't even know. I haven't looked at the footage that we filmed yet. I don't even know if people are going to be able to tell that the cards are blurred on the video. I don't even know. And that's on a video where we're coming close into the screen. What people will be like at a... You know, if you're performing this at a wedding or a corporate event or something and you're spreading the cards out and you go, look, they're all blurred. I know people are going to be coming over and going, are they? And they're going to be coming in close and picking up a card in order to see it. And it's because it's human nature. If you look at a card and it's blurred, you want to pick it up. That's a really cool thing. If I saw a blurred card like that, I'd pick it up.
If I saw a really weird deck like that, I would want to pick it up and stare at it.
Yeah, and if you do, you're screwed.
They do, you're screwed.
Yeah, so I don't know. I'm not gonna
think I would do it.
I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. I think there's better tricks out. I don't think it's the greatest trick in the world. I do think that it's a decent trick. Look, if you like the effect, if you like the idea of making a blurred deck turn, or a deck turn blurred, and you've got a way of ringing it in and ringing it out, go for it. You know, it's not for me, but that's only my opinion. And Mathieu and Garrett are geniuses, and I wish I had half of their creativity. They're just awesome. But I'm going to give this 60%. It's not something I'm going to do. It's not something...
I was going to give it 60%.
See, it's not bad. It's not a bad trick. Murphys have done what Murphys do. They've done a fantastic tutorial for it. There's live performances. A lot of that stuff that we normally moan about, N2G, is not there. You know, they've ticked a lot of boxes. And it's a good trick. They've obviously... Mathieu and Garrett have done what N2G will never do. They've actually thought about it and thought about how to perform it and everything. It's a well-produced trick. It really is.
Oh my god.
What? Oh my god. Well, N2G. Don't worry about it. They suck. However, it's not for me. 60% from me. 60% from Ryland. Is that right? 60% from you? Yeah.
I was going to say, I know what I'm going to give it. I'm going to give it 60%. And then all of a sudden you come out with, right, I'm going to give it 60. I was like...
It's okay. It's okay. I'm psychic. Let's wrap this up.
That's an ROV show in the back.
It is.
That's an ROV show in the back.
It is.
That's an ROV show in the back.
Yes, it is. It is in the
back. No, it's in the back. Oh.
Ouch. That is another review show in the bag. Let's wrap this up quickly. Thank you once again for joining us on Magic TV. Don't forget, you want to follow Ryland the Kid Magician. He is on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube as Ryland the Kid Magician. I'm on Magic TV, Craig Petty. And I will see you again soon. Don't forget, you want to join the Netrix, which is my online streaming platform for magicians. Just go to
www.thenetrix.com Cookies.
And if you can't find it at dot cookies,
It's dot cookies.
yeah,
It
I
is
know.
dot cookies.
No. Listen, mate.
But it's dot cookies.
But let's just assume they went to dot cookies and it wasn't there.
It would be dot cookies.
But if it wasn't
No,
there,
if it wasn't dot cookies, they would have spelled something wrong. Like they would have spelled Netflix wrong and stuff.
oh, is that a fact?
Yeah, that's a fact.
What would you think would happen if they typed in .com just
No,
for,
.com wouldn't work.
you know, like
it's
www.thenetflix.com?
No, it's dot cookies.
.com might work,
No, but it's dot cookies though.
but maybe we should try .com.
No, they should try dot cookies first though.
Okay, but if dot cookies doesn't work,
Then they spelled it wrong. So they should.
okay, but if they check and it's spelled correctly and it's still
then they
not,
spelled cookies wrong.
so if they check cookies and that's not correct.
Netflix is wrong.
Yeah, but if they've checked Netflix, they've checked the www, they've checked Netflix, and they've checked cookies. None,
They forgot a dot.
and the dots are all there where they're meant to be. What should they do then?
The
maybe.
W's weren't capitals.
Just
No,
maybe.
the W's weren't capitals.
Just maybe.
The W's weren't.
But they checked that
No,
as well.
no.
They've checked that. They've checked that as well.
The
What should
Netflix
they-
doesn't have a capital N.
No. We'll see you again next week. Thank you very much for watching. I'm Craig.
Oh man.
Bye, everyone.